In Australia, we've got deadly animals aplenty. We've got funnel web spiders who'll murder you and your family. Under every second rock is a redback spider, and they'll kill you just because, I don't know, they're bored or whatever. We've got invisible brown snakes who'll bite you on the foot and you'll be dead in 7 minutes. Just like that, kaput. We've got the world's deadliest creatures all over the place. We've got magpies who'll steal the eyeballs from your face. But at least we don't have AR-15s. We've got great white sharks who'll ascend from the deep and rip you in half with their razor-sharp teeth. We've got saltwater crocs who'll death roll you to death, and sea snakes who'll gladly snatch your last breath. We've got a blue-ringed octopus no bigger than this that just sits around in rock pools waiting to kill kids, and even the platypus, a cute beaver duck thing, has got a spur on its ankle that'll kill you in one sting. But at least we don't have AR-15s, and at least they can't end up in the hands of psychopathic teens. We've got stonefish and stingrays and sea urchins and shit, and hectic fucking homicidal box jellyfish. And these jellyfish, they aren't even sentient beings. They don't even really do stuff or know about things. They just float around on the whim of the currents, being pointless, non-cognitive, murderous cunts. And if that weren't enough in terms of natural hazards, here in Australia the sun causes cancer. But at least we don't have AR-15s, and at least they can't end up in the hands of suicidal teens. And at least we don't have an NRA who pay millions of dollars every day buying off politicians not to change old laws. We've got bull sharks, cone shells, saltwater crocodiles, honeybees, European wasps and blue-ringed octopies, death adders, blue bottles, redback spiders, tiger sharks, tiger snakes and lizards that'll bite ya. We got sea snakes, taipans, cassowaries, copperheads, all the creatures of the land and sky and sea that want you dead. Toadfish, stonefish, irukandji jellyfish, bull ants, centipedes and ticks that cause paralysis. Thank fuck we don't have AR-15s, and thank fuck they can't end up in the hands of psychopathic suicidal teens. And thank fuck we don't have an NRA who pay millions of dollars every day buying off politicians not to change some law. A law that was written 200 years ago, in a time when it took 3 minutes to reload a single round of ammunition. We knew nothing about depression, and you couldn't fire 45 rounds in 60 seconds. And there wasn't even such a thing as automatic weapons, and there weren't 31 mass shootings monthly. But what would I know, 'cause I'm from another country.
Hey everybody, how's everybody been? Wow, I haven't done this for a little while. It's been like a whole issue trying to set it all up, although I seem to have succeeded. Took me friggin' 10 minutes just to find my intro. So anyway, it is the 14th of October here in the evening. I know some of you guys may not be in the 14th of yet. It was a really nice overcast day today. Really, really nice temperature day for working. But I had some spare time tonight, believe it or not. It's the first time in as long as I can remember where I actually feel motivated to chat. And I haven't organized anything with anybody, really, to be honest. I just decided, listening to all different lives and different people and stuff. Wow, hasn't it been sort of kind of crazy? Really has been. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what's going on. It just seems like, oh, you don't like you don't like Trump. Well, you know what, Lanky, I'm pretty open-minded, right? And there's a lot of people, a lot of friends. I have a lot of American friends, and you know what? I respect everyone's point of view, but a lot of people are saying they need Trump back. They need Trump to fix certain things. And being, from Oz, I listen to a lot of stuff. Like, for instance, I've been listening to some of Trump's rallies, every rally is the same. He repeats himself over and over again, but I don't know. He's kind of funny, like, from my point of view, to hear him, I remember there was like this time where before Joe stepped down, I don't know if he had stepped down. I don't know, but Trump, he goes, oh, they showed Sleepy Joe where the stairs was, but when his speech was over, he couldn't find the stairs. He was like, "Where's the stairs? Where's the stairs?" And he's like making fun of him, and it was kind of he's kind of funny, but like I think he's going down the wrong path there, and I think his advisors have since told him that making fun of the current president and even the vice president to a point is not really the right way to go about it. It should be about policy and what you're going to do for the country. Um, you don't really get a lot of that over here when it comes time for election. You get more of that in the Parliament House. They go back and forth like lunatics, but I don't know if the same thing happens over there in America. Probably does, because I've seen some crappy parliament fights and stuff in other countries on YouTube, like in the UK and other places. But yeah, I'm really interested. I've always been kind of interested in American politics because I sort of seen America as our big brother type thing, and I must admit, like, it seems to have lost its like stature. Like, I don't know, it's becoming a bit of a farce, if you know what I mean. And I don't know what's going to happen with this election. I do think, yeah, I do think it's gonna be close. I might be wrong. I don't know. I don't live there, but like I kind of like read the news and I watch a few YouTube things, and I don't know. There's some people that are just so far biased. Like, I watch one YouTuber that shows all the polls and then works it out and predicts each state. And according to him, it's going to be an absolute landslide. And then Lenky, I know not everybody likes Howard Stern, but he did an awesome interview with Kamala Harris the other day, last week, and it's actually available on YouTube for like the whole interview, not just a short. They've issued it like on the Howard Stern YouTube channel, and I listened to the whole thing, and it was interesting to hear from her. Um, I don't know if I don't know if you guys are ready for, I guess, your first lady president. I'm not really sure. In these tough times of war and things like that, I'm a little bit concerned about um, whether a lady can get the job done, or whether it needs to or can do the tough stuff that needs to be. I mean, America is a superpower. These other countries that are fighting and innocent people and children getting bombed daily, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's the whole Middle East is just anyway. Anyway, I didn't really want to, because politics is a difficult thing, because like some people are really passionate about it and willing to basically fight and argue and stuff, whereas I just like listen to everyone's different point of view. But we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be close. I think it's like only like 20 something days to go, right? Like we've got our a state election coming up, and me and my mum went to do early voting today, so that we don't have to fight on election day because it's so crowded at these polls. So we went and did early voting today, and I mean, for us it's Labor or Liberal, and there's other parties and One Nation and all that, but I know it's kind of different than your one. What this country need? Yeah, see, this Neri says we need Trump back, and I've listened to Neri, and Neri follows politics quite closely, and that's what I mean. You got two Americans, in my chat here. One's for Kamala, one's for Trumpy. So like, it's just, I guess everyone just has a different opinion. Now, we talk about politics at work, and my bosses are very, very passionate about what's happening in Australia with the immigration and all of this. And yeah, I don't know. I just won't fight about um, about politics. It's just, but I love listening to people. Like for instance, like I didn't when Trumpy was in the first time. I remember I was having a spa and I was listening to YouTube and I was listening to I don't remember what I was listening to, but I do remember, and I don't know if I've already said this once before, I do remember that Trump made some incredible, fantastic trade deals for America. And I think he brings it up in his rally speeches where he says he brought in billions and billions of tariffs or something like that, which is basically just taxes, right? But it's because a lot of stuff was coming in from other countries, getting in quite cheaply and getting sold, and then the American product was suffering, sort of thing. So I think Trumpy's been saying in his speeches that it's fine if you want to sell, say, for instance, a car. However, it gets built. I think he was saying it gets built in America by Americans or something like that. Something like that. And if you want to bring the car in, then you're paying out, really high tariffs, so that it's actually worth it for America to accept the product in. Which I understand that. I understand that completely. I don't know what kind of trade we have between America and Australia, to be honest. Maybe I should look into that. But anyway, um, we'll see what happens, I guess, guys. Everyone can think differently. We'll see what happens, I guess. I think it's going to be close. You're going to have half the people are going to be unhappy, and half the people are going to be happy. And you know, sometimes the minority can make quite a loud voice. So I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like what happened at Washington that time. I don't like that sort of thing happening inside of a country. It's terrible. It's terrible. We're having I was reading today in the Australian news, just I always read the news of one kind or other, and I saw that there was a Labor office representative, I'm not sure where, I think it was in Melbourne, that had been like graffitied and stunk up, like just I don't like to see this, people, they feel so strongly about one side or the other that they're willing to um, get into vandalism and violence, and it's not good. It's really not good. I don't care what country, and it's not good. Anyway, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I actually started a new um oh I'm hesitant to use the word um diet, but I'm on a new program starting today because I'm trying to get fitter for next soccer season, if I decide to play. And it's been a little bit difficult, but I don't know. I'm feeling like I wanted to do this live tonight, and I didn't really have any topics. Um, yeah, that's nice, man. Neri, no matter what, I love you. Now come in, bring it in, give me a hug. I talk to Neri all the time, all the time. She's good. Um, Yeah, I'm starting this new routine. Well, I am actually playing sixes, which is a short season for 6 or 7 weeks, or no, about 8 weeks, leading up from now till Christmas. So that's every week, but I'm not. They're short games. Sixes half a field, six aside. Um, and I'm finding that I didn't play this year because of my injuries, but I'm trying to, and obviously put on probably about 3 or 4 kilos more than what I wanted to, but I want to lose actually more than that because I need to get some speed back into my game. So I started a new routine today. There's a lot of I don't know. I've got this fat burning stuff. I've got shakes that I can either replace one meal or two meals. So just trying to. I started before, but I got sick and I had to stop it, but I lost about, mind you, I'm not really that overweight. I just want to lose a few kilos. So, but you know what? It's very hard as you get older. It's very hard. Yeah, stationary bike. See, that's what I'm saying. It's. I want to lose some weight in my tummy, and I want my cardio back. I want that back. My I'm can only play for like 15 minutes, and I'm pretty much, spent, and then I have to like spend 10 minutes getting my breath back, and then I can get back into it again. And I'm telling you what, as you're getting older, the muscles, you just don't recover as fast. But you have to fight. You have to fight it. You have to fight the good fight. So yeah, I got to be going for walks as well. I've started that. I did like six k walk there one night. It took me like an hour and 15 minutes to do 6Ks. I wasn't walking real fast, but anyway. Other than that, it's been pretty good. How's YouTube been, Lanky? Have you been watching anything? Like, I really should have prepared some notes. I know, I really forgot. I really forgot. But lots of stuff. I can talk about something really recent that happened tonight. Even like I was in Darling Nikki's stream, and they might be still live. I'm not really sure. I was in Darling Nikki's stream. I was saying hi to Amber and a few people that I know in there, and I saw Making Lemonade came in, and I said hi to her. I said hi to her. I don't, me and Jamie are absolutely fine. Like I remember back in the day, I didn't really know, what exactly everything that she was going through. But I remember back in the day we had a bit of a falling out, whatever, and she thought it was funny and docs my picture. Not that I really cared that much anyway. I've actually been on cam before. But what I thought was weird was like everyone was really mean to her, like, especially Robbie. They're having some kind of blue. They're always fighting those guys. It's like brother and sister. Um, they're always fighting. Well, they seem to be, but like for some reason, like everyone was just like, it just seems like everybody was dumping on her, and I don't know. Really don't think she's done anything, and I don't really talk to her very often. But I reached out once and said, look, we apologize to each other, and we still have mutual friends and all that sort of thing. And anyway, I was in the just it just seems like she left the chat after, everyone was pretty mean to her, I guess. And then she messages me on Discord as I'm sitting here watching another stream or something. I think I jumped over to Alex's stream, and I saw Ing was on there. So I was just having to listen to that. And she messages me and she says, she just puts three dots or whatever. So I thought, I'll just take this opportunity, start typing, hey, I'm really sorry people were mean to you. I did say hi to you. I'm not jumping on board, that kind of thing. Um, I'm not jumping on board. I'm not one to jump on that board just because everyone's piling on doesn't mean I'm going to pile on. I not said nothing, and I said, I'm sorry, everyone was pretty mean to you. Like you and I are cool. It's all good. And then she writes back and she says, "Oh yes, I understand that, but I think at this point I'll have to block you." Blah blah blah. I can't even read it now. It's disappeared. And and then I'm about to write back, and she bang, I'm gone. She's blocked me. And I thought, wow, like we come so far after so many years, been absolutely fine, said hello to each other in chat, and she just blocks me, which kind of like I shouldn't be surprised. It's YouTube. I should not be surprised. And then I mentioned it in a group, and my friend said, "Oh my God, she just did the same thing to me," and I'm like, "Oh, there you go." So maybe she's on a blocking spree tonight. Because everybody's going like, "What?" Okay, I understand sometimes people you kind of like get mad, and oh yes, I do have yes, yeah. You can come up and help me with that if you want to, Neri. You've got the link. Um, yeah, there's a few things I wanted to mention. Out of things that I've heard, I'm not at this point taking any sides. Um, I guess I'm cool with some people and not cool with other people, but it doesn't mean I can't see things from both sides because I can. I can see things from both sides. Believe it or not, even I even see I even see space monsters side of things in certain issues, and trust me, she's not any friend of mine. Um, so the first thing I saw tonight, right, and I paused it. I haven't finished watching it. Is Andy did a stream today, and I don't know how many hours ago it was. I'm actually listening to the replay, and sometimes because of where I am, obviously in my time frame, I can't listen to these things live. I can't, very, very rarely, unless it's the night, like nighttime for me. Like, say, I don't know, 5 o'clock and I'm home. And then, okay, I got 5 till 9 or something like that where I can have the computer on. So sometimes like Sam Hill will go live at that time. Sometimes Alex does. Not many people, not really many people, and Nikki, darling Nikki does that works out in my time. So they're the ones I kind of like get a chance to listen to, just like the way Lyman did. Lemonade used to go live at this like an hour or two ago or something for a couple of hours, and that's how I got into that. Andy sometimes, and Andy goes live at different weird times, probably to suit his work schedule. So anyway, so where I'm up to with the Andy stream, he said something that just really fucking resonated with me. And they're talking, they've got some issues with May and Ali rights or whatever. And I can't remember if it was Sue or Andy said something like they referred back to when May Noodles went to see Jimmer, and Jimmer basically asked her to leave at some point, right? And when I was thinking about this a long time ago, I thought to myself, and I asked my friend Rebecca this, and I don't know if she ever really had a chance to answer me. I said, why did Jimmer change his mind? What happened? What happened exactly? What happened? Because everybody went into detail. Everyone watched the video of Jimmer filming it and all that sort of stuff. But what actually happened that made him ask her to leave after he'd already waited at the airport and they got through all that, and obviously she was nervous, and eventually they met, they went back to his place, they went to bed at least two times that I heard them talk about, at least twice if not more. But what exactly happened that made him ask her to leave? And Andy and Sue brought up exactly that point tonight. I actually wrote to Andy about it. What actually happened? What did Jimmer see? Or what did May do? Or like, curious. It was the question was never really answered. A lot of people said to me, because I wrote in a comment section one time, and a lot of people answered me and said, "Oh, he just changed his mind and wanted to go. That's his right." Yep, I totally agree. But usually when okay, so if I invited somebody to come and visit me, right, and they get to the airport, you meet them. Maybe they don't look exactly the same. Maybe they're a little bit heavier than what they said they were. Not a big deal, right? If they're a nice person, it's not a fucking deal breaker. And then you take them back to your house. You let them stay at your house. They came all this way, whether it be across the country or whatever. Um, and then you sleep with them. Okay, so you sleep with them. So you don't find them. They're not a what did you say, a manatee or whatever. They're not a manatee at this point. They're it's acceptable to sleep with them, right? But after a day or two, or however long it was, suddenly, oh, can you please leave my house? I want you out now. Like, that to me does not seem normal. Like, even a gentleman thing to do was, hey, I don't think it's working out, but please feel free to stay until you make your plans to go. No, 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 no. He wanted her out that night. I find it that there's something missing, and that's exactly what Andy and Sue said. And I'd like to know, because I'm curious, because when this lady when this lady was crying on his couch, kind of like felt sorry for her. I felt sorry, right? And then she went back home, and then I don't know how long it was. She started streaming, and Neri and I. It was Neri and I that actually were one of the first two people. I think, I don't know if we were the first. I'm not sure, to go up and actually talk to her and say, hey, Jim has been, a bad boy on the internet for quite a while, and he's done some shitty stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like that didn't make. Hey, Jensel, I've seen you in Nikki's, I think. Welcome. I just thought it was unusual, and no one ever. There was one time Jimmer was talking. There was one time when Jimmer was talking, and he said something. He kind of indicated something had happened, but he wasn't going to get into it. And I always thought, well, I haven't liked Jimmer for a long time because he hurt a lot of people and was inappropriate with fucking kids and stuff. I don't think he's a pedo, but what he was doing was inappropriate, and I'm just not a fan. I used to be when he was doing the early Howard TV commentary videos, and I thought he was very unlucky to get booted because he was supplying ample commentary, but they took him down for that. So, oh yeah, well, I was just in the mood tonight to have a chat. I normally do the drive lives, but I put a whole new info system entertainment center in my car, and I can't find a phone holder that fits in my car very well. I'm still looking for one that suits me, and when I get that, then I can start doing a few drive videos, because at least people can see the perspective of me driving on the opposite side of the road to you guys, depending on where you're from. um, that was one thing that I wanted to bring up, and the only reason why I brought it up was because Sue and Andy basically brought up exactly the same thing tonight, and I think I closed it. I closed the video, so I can't even give you the timestamps, and I didn't know if Andy was going to keep his live up, so I grabbed it in case I just wanted to listen to the rest of it. You have to do that now because people are just like deleting the lives. Like, oh yes, everyone loves that intro. Yeah, I actually found that on the internet, and I contacted the owner and said, "Hey, can I use this for my intro?" I said, "I'm Aussie, and this is just fucking hilarious." And they went, "Yeah, absolutely. There's no copyright on it, and if there is, then we give you permission." And so I gave him my channel name and said, "Hey, this is my channel name. If if I don't want to get in trouble for using someone else's work," I said, "but it's so suited." And they went, "No problem." And I gave them the thing, and then I don't know, they put me on their list of approval, I guess, because I've never been hassled for it, and I'm monetized. So I don't know why I bother being monetized, by the way, because I think last month I made $2 or something. Um, But the reason why I want it to be monetized, and I just like those few little dollars clicking over every now and then, it's because like my AdSense account is up to 90 something dollars, and they only send it to you once it hits $100. So it's been sitting on $90 for like 2 years. Like that's how not I'm into doing stuff or this sort of stuff anymore. I got put off. I'll be honest with everybody. I got put off. I jumped on YouTube originally because I wanted to spend more time at home and not go out as much and waste money, blah, 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 blah. So I needed something to keep me occupied. And I got into the listening about the Watts case and all this sort of stuff. And then I stumbled upon making lemonade and Molly Go Lightning and all that sort of stuff. And the rest is history kind of thing. But, um, went through a few different things and with people, and some good experiences and some bad experiences. Oh shit, I need to get back up to Mary's notes now because So that's what I noticed anyway about what happened to the notes, Neri? Did you get, is it still, are they still there? Did you get rid of them? Oh no, there it is. Okay, sorry. I should pin that bloody thing. Um oh, the Nikki and Amy fight. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes. All right. All right. So, no, I am monetized, Lanky. I am monetized. Yeah. Anyway, the Nikki and Amy fight is not that unusual. I've seen so many people fall out before. Remember, like, Hello Starlight and Manda used to do lives together, and I'm sure there's lots of examples of people that were together, and and then they don't just like fall out. It becomes um no, I didn't activate any. I didn't activate any of those buttons, Lanky, because to be honest with you, I don't want anybody's money. To be honest, I just donated to someone tonight so that they could. Uh, well, I don't think she'd mind me saying, I guess, but yeah, I just sent Amber Alert some money tonight to take Lily to McDonald's for her birthday that she just had, because I wanted to last year, but bloody Amber wouldn't let me send her money, so this year I just sent it. So the only thing I've asked for is that she needs to send me a picture of Lily enjoying herself, which will be sweet. Yeah, so I don't have any of those buttons activated because I don't want anybody's money. Hey, I don't need it. Trust me, I don't need it. Um, so, um, oh, I'm liking this. What is this? Oh, I forgot I can pin these. Oh my god, what an amateur. Um, uh, I forgot. You know what? Bloody hell, I've forgotten what to do. Can you believe that? Ah, there you go. Show. Okay. I have a tendency to think it has something to do with possibly missing the Universal Studios and Disney trips and lost money over those, and the lost money over those with Jimmer and May. Okay, do you think it was just? Do you think it was that something that trivial? It's interesting. Um, yeah. All right, let me show this one. And the fact that he thought at the time he had a little young girl in his back pocket. The girl was masquerading catfishing as oh, the one yes, the one that Whoosh and Rachel exposed. That was actually that was pretty interesting too. That made that made for some interesting content, didn't it? Um, okay, well maybe it was something that simple. Maybe it was just maybe he just got like, oh, this chick's like, you know, I've made plans to go out, and why does he take everyone to fucking Disney? Like, didn't Beck go to Disney with him as well? I don't know, I have to ask her. I'd have to ask her. I still really don't understand that either. Beck's a really nice person. I don't understand how what she ever saw in Jimmy, to be honest, but hey, to each in their own, eh? So, Starlight is the best. She's been covering yeah, I know she's been covering Gypsy Row. I know how crazy that case is. Okay, all right. So let me ask you this, Lanky, because I know you've been a Hello Starlight fan, and to be honest with you, I like Marianne. I used to speak to her back in the day, but um, her and I went down on the Titanic with making lemonade together, and we still laugh about that. Or I do anyway. But one thing I do not understand, and I have the receipts to show this, and I was going to show it, but there's really not too much point. There was a time, right, and it was like a New Year's Eve. I can't remember exactly what year it was, where Jimmer sat there and teased and dragged Hello Starlight, showed her shit on her channel, made fun of her. I was frantically messaging Marianne, telling her, hey, put your stuff on private. This idiot's playing all your stuff, and mocking you and teasing you and being a real prick to you. And she did. As he's playing it, she got the message either from me or someone else, and she took her stuff down, and it fucked him. It fucked him up, and he eventually just went on to something else. Then suddenly, a while ago, she's up there co-hosting with him, and I'm like, hang on, I am pretty sure Starlight was saying what an absolute arsehole this bloke is. And it's like, why would she bother with this jerk? She's big enough to stand on her own 2 feet. She gets a decent crowd. I know she's had some fights with some people, with some other women or whatever in the past, but I've always liked her. And I don't understand why she would co-host with him. And a few people, obviously, a lot of people noticed it. And it's like she kind of went to the dark side. And I thought to myself, what would make me like bite my tongue and go? It's like, I guess, look, no offense, but it'd be like me going and co-hosting with Save Robbie. People would be going like, hang on, Casper don't like Save Robbie. Save Robbie don't like Casper. Like, why would they do this? I don't understand. And she just didn't do it once. She done it lots and lots of times. I don't know if she's still doing it. And I thought, wow, why is she doing that? Well, I don't know if he is that good at true crime and research. And to be honest with you, Beck told me that she used to do all the work. He's the presentator, and he's good at that. He's magic at presentation, how he makes his channel look and how it all works. Me, I'm barely good enough to bloody time the intro properly and all that sort of stuff and get the sound working. I respect people that are good at that. Whoosh to me is another person that's brilliant at the presentation side. Oh yeah, Jim is still active. Oh yeah, Sir Morbid's his channel. He's quite live quite often. But I just didn't understand why Hello Starlight did that after Jimmy was such a prick to her, and she was calling him, inappropriate as well. I don't understand why you would like, I don't know, swallow your pride or whatever and to go, what, just for numbers? Like, what is she getting out of co-hosting on his channel? Unless he's paying her, she's not getting anything. Unless she's simulcasting on her channel, which I don't think she was. She's big enough; she can do it herself on her channel. I'm sure she would. I'm sure she would get the numbers over time. So I never quite understood that, and I haven't talked to Starlight for years, so I have no idea. I just wanted to ask her if I have seen her in chats, but I don't really want to just put that in chat. Like, hey, Marianne, can I ask you something? Why the fuck you co-hosting with Jimmer? Please explain. Comment. I don't really want to put that in a chat. I would rather ask her privately. Like, hey, why did you why do you do that? You don't need to do that. You're good enough to do it on your own. So I don't know what everyone else thinks of that, but that was something that I noticed quite a while ago. I'm not into that Gypsy Rose case, to be honest. I do follow a few of the Australian cases over here. Missing lady Samantha. I think it was Samantha Murphy went missing. They still haven't found her. William Terrell's just passed a 10-year anniversary of being missing from his foster grandmother's friggin' porch. He's been gone for 10 years, and they still haven't solved that. And of course, I watched the Chloe case where they found her, thank God, with somebody who was just a slight crazy person that wanted his own little Barbie doll. So, he's in jail now, thank God. And hopefully she's not too hurt over it in the future. I'm not sure. Beautiful little girl, eh? It was an unbelievable case, that one. She's just very, hang on, let me put this one in. she's just very interested in the case, in the simplicity of it. She knows she could do it on her own. She just likes being over there. Really? Well, she never liked him before, Mary. Anyway. Okay, so I was discussing the Nikki Amy. Now, I'm not certainly not here. Like, look, Amy's been pretty ordinary to me in the past. But I'm not here to drag anybody. There was a point in time, and I've said this before, and I don't care whether you want to make fun space, go ahead and make fun. Claire Bear, your stalker, go ahead and make fun. I don't care. There was a point in time where I liked these people. I was very, very good friends with them, and we were all in a group or two or three or whatever, you know. But I find I've learned over the years that being in too many of those groups doesn't really end up too well at the end of the day. I don't mind being in a few discords, which I am, and a few chat groups or whatever. That's fine, but I won't go with these separate group things now. 3 or 4 in a group or whatever. I won't. I'm not going to do it anymore because eventually you can bet that if you voice your opinion somewhere and these people, they later on they use it against you. um well, Jensel, you might find it interesting that I go pretty much way back. um there was a point in time when I was first in making Lemonade's channel. I came after a lot of people had left or were kicked out or whatever. And at that point in time, I kind of sort of found Nikki. Nikki was fighting with Lemonade a little bit, so I was trying to make peace between them. At one point in time, Robbie was fighting with Lemonade like he is now, and then for years they've been cool. So you just never know where the wind blows with that one. And I basically made friend. It's a long story, but basically I was interested in somebody that was on the internet at that time, and this person was a lovely person, and somebody was going into the pre-chats of some lives and doxing her, and I was trying to work out who the fuck it was because this person didn't deserve it, and I sounded my help to Amy because someone told me that Amy knows a lot of things and stuff. Little did I really know what these people were really like and the types of things that they would go to, right? Crossing the line. So during my friendship with this group of people, not everybody was doing stuff. Some of us, like me, would just wake up and like to chat. Didn't have time for anything else other than work. Most of the time, the chat was when I was asleep. I would wake up to like 100 messages in there, and then I'd spend the rest of the day slowly catching up. You know, and yeah, Amy has done a lot of things like looking into people and contacting people's children, like Marie's and all that sort of stuff. Nobody asked her to do any of that shit. It didn't matter whether Marie was being um, mouthy to me or Doodle or whatever at the time. Nobody asked her to do anything like that. Would never put the okay on that. But Amy, being Amy, didn't need anyone's okay. She would just go and do it. Hey, your mum's being inappropriate on the internet. I mean, what a horrible thing, to have to deal with. And there's a lot of assumptions that they used to make about people and stuff, and most of it wasn't even true. Um, Now, yeah, and anyway, so I went into Nikki's chat about. I don't know if anyone saw this. I went to Nikki's chat about how long ago was it? Maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, Neri. I'm not sure if you were around then. I'm not sure. I went in I can't remember what I said. I wasn't like aggressive straight away. I just said hello or something like that, or made a comment or whatever. And Amy straight onto it, like, and she started like being nasty this ever and I. So I said, oh yeah, well, you know, what do you expect from a real lifer, you know? And she is. She's a real lifer. That's a fact. You're not going to change that. And I understand people make mistakes. I understand people make mistakes. And maybe she doesn't do that anymore. Maybe. I don't know. And a lot of people don't know this, but like they were going to turn, first of all, they were supporting like when things didn't work out, too many people involved. So Doodle and I don't talk to each other anymore. They came to me, Doodle's been lying to us, we're going to expose it, Casper, we're sorry. They come to me like 2 times like this, and I said, you know what, I don't care. I don't want to do anything. If I want to say something about what happened, I'll just go live and say it myself. So what I did was I blocked them. I blocked them everywhere I possibly could because they kept finding me, they kept messaging me. They found, the last time I blocked them, they ended up finding me on Messenger. They made a group Messenger. Right? I'm not friends with them on Facebook, but they found me on Facebook. They just find you. And so I blocked them and I froze them and I said, I don't want to do this. I don't hate Duel enough to want to team up with these two. No, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Bye-bye. Thanks, but no thanks. And that's the way it's been ever since, right? She even threatened me. I've got the receipt. She actually threatened me to this is funny. They even threatened me like to leave YouTube, telling me to leave YouTube. Like me, this little unknown, nobody from Australia, you got to leave YouTube. I thought that was fucking hilarious. I got fake emails pretending that it was Amy's husband. I gave Space a copy of those when we were talking. I've got them. I've got receipts of everything. So I always keep it in my back pocket in case they want to cause any trouble. I've got receipts. But I don't want to cause any trouble for them. That's the truth. I'm not fighting with anybody. I'm only talking about what happened and dealing with facts. And, you know, like for instance, I was in Nikki's chat and, you know, Robbie's in there. Robbie's a mod. Robbie's a good friend of Nikki's. I respect that. But Robbie and I are never going to get along. And half the reason why we don't get along, and this is going to sound crazy, is what he did to Space. That was not nice. That really, I seen that. Well, everyone saw those emails, right? And contacting her mum, you know, that's straight out of Amy's playbook. No, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. I can't just, you know, pretend that I'm fine with that, even though I'm not mates with Space. I can't pretend that I'm fine with that because I'm not fine with that. I'm not fine with that. Sorry. Space has me blocked. I mean, we don't talk. We haven't spoken for a long time. She drags me. She does videos about me. She talks shit about me on her lives, all because I don't want to side with her. I'm sorry, I don't want to side with her. It's just the way it is. I don't want any trouble from anybody. I don't go after anybody. I don't do anything. All I do is talk in chats, right? Even my chats get repeated by the Claire Bear, the stalker. Oh, he used to be. I made a joke. I was at work one day. I was in Nikki's, right? I made a joke, right? I hadn't been in Nikki's for however long, right? Because Nikki was besties with Amy. So I left them at it. I went, well, Nikki knows this. You made your choice. You chose Amy. I respect that, but hey, you're not going to hear from me. I'm not going to support you anymore. And that's what I did. So I go in, I'm at work, right? It's 2:00. I got an hour to go, right? And we had all the work done, and Dave and I, we're just hanging around. Like Dave's always on his phone. Dave's like the warehouse manager, and I'm the assistant, right? So I'm like, we're just on our phones. It's like, oh fuck, Dave, got another hour to go. Fuck, I'm just gonna jump on YouTube, see who's live. So I jump on YouTube and I'm just sitting there, and Nikki's live, right? So I think to myself, okay, fine. You're fighting with Amy. I'm going to go in there and say hi and see what kind of reaction I get, right? Like, Neri understands what I'm talking about. So I go in there, whatever, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm back in. Well, not that I care. I really don't care because I don't get much time to go in the lives anyway. And if anyone saw what I wrote, you'll know that I said, look, you made your choice, Nikki. I said, and you've done some ordinary things with me, I sent I was being wacky one day at work, and I took a picture and I put it in our private group. Well, she sent it around, was laughing and commenting about it, and she knows it was a horrible thing to do, and she apologized to me. That's fine. That's fine. I don't really care. I was never hiding. I just prefer not to cam up. Well, I might pick my nose or something. Anyway, I'm saying hi, right? I'm saying hi, and because Nikki's got like pretty much a whole new crowd. There's only really a few OGs from back when I was in her live that I recognize. So Nikki's like, oh, hi Casper, how you going? And anyway, I said, oh, hi guys, yeah, I used to be head mod around here. Well, Claire Bear, I saw Claire Bear mention it in the chat. Like, she must like listen to every word that people say. Oh, hey, yeah, hey, I used to be head mod around here. I said it as a joke. So funny how you can trigger people with what you write in the chat, and it comes up like a week later. It's fucking hilarious. But anyway, getting back to this beef, right? I don't really know. I think there's more to it other than Drama Unleashed not being blocked because Amy wanted them blocked. Amy likes to control her little channels. She used to do it to Robbie. She did it to Nikki for sure, and now she has Retro. She's probably getting a bit low. She's probably going to need a few more channels. So I don't know. Watch out, everybody. She never really tried it with me because it's never going to work. But that's just the way it is. I was hoping maybe it was because of me. Like that time I went in, because I left after I called her a real lifer. I jumped off. I'm not going to sit there because it's pretty childish just to fight with people in chat. I think I prefer to be funny, have a few laughs. That's why I use YouTube. I'm not using YouTube, right, to get my frustrations out because I'm having a bad day or I'm having a bad year, as some of these people. Yeah, I realize you're new, Gentle, so a lot of this might be just fairly like, oh, wow, didn't know that. But yeah, I just felt like a chat tonight. I was in the right mood. So I don't, as you can see, I don't go in every Nikki's live. I'll go in there and say hi. Amber's my friend. Amber's been my friend for as long as I can remember, like probably, I don't know, 3 years or something. We started talking ago. And Amber's done some things and been involved in things that I haven't agreed upon. And I've told her, but always, hey, you're still my mate. And, I hope things work out for you. Well, they didn't. Some things didn't work out for her. And, I said, I had my say. Hey, I told you so. Like, and things got really ugly for her. And I know that she was affected by it, and she took a break, and she seems to be pretty cool now. And some of the people that she's friends with now were very, very nasty to her in the past. I've seen the receipts. I've got the receipts. And she knows, she knows she has to be careful. It's you really don't know who you can trust and who you can't. But there's been some I could probably count on my hand the amount of people I trust. And then there's everyone else. So it's the way it is. You do have to be careful. And it's where if you're a chatter, sometimes you can just get away. If you're just a chatter, you can pretty much get away with, whatever. It's all just words, right? And then when you could have the last word and then you turn it off. And as far as you're concerned, you add the last word. But when you're a fucking streamer, when you're a creator, so they speak, it's a lot different. It's a lot. It can be, you're so responsible for so much stuff happens in your chat, and I don't know. I think at the end of the day, you're ultimately responsible. No, okay. Exactly. Things on YouTube, drama or krama or whatever you call this thing that we're kind of connected with, in a year's time, there's whole new characters. That's what I'm saying. Like a year ago, like for instance, May Noodles. You would never have thought a May Noodles would have come along after making Lemonade, right? You would never have thought that, but it did. So it did come. Someone did come along and create so much content, I guess you call it, and it wasn't on purpose. It's real life content, like with the, um, yes, Neri, you actually are on one of those. You actually are on that hand because I've known you for so long. No, we don't always necessarily agree on everything, but I know that she knows me and I know her to a point. Not not like we're not even on a real name basis or anything, but we just know each other well. And Neri was the one that actually helped me, because Neri and Making Lemonade, obviously the OGs would know that they had a big falling out, big fight one night. I woke up, I thought I was having a nightmare, and they were yelling and screaming at each other. And oh my god, I thought I was going to have a heart attack, because that was my go-to sort of spot at that time. And so Neri was gone, in the background, and I was there. I was still there as someone that would go up on panel, or occasionally co-host with her, maybe, or at least come up for a little while, an hour or something. And Neri said to me, Casper, I love you. You're gonna be next. And I'm like, it's not gonna happen to me. It's not gonna. Well, it did happen to me. And then Neri then said, "Okay, we need to have a chat. I need to explain to you." And Neri was, look, it happened because she's like this, she's like that. It's not necessarily anyone's fault. Whatever. This, you know, some people are just kind of like this. And on YouTube, we get a lot of these people that have actually really do have some problems. And maybe this YouTube is the easy way for them to express themselves, if you know what I mean. Maybe they can't or don't have the balls to do in real life that they do on YouTube, I suspect. I guess there's a comfort level. I guess they think that I guess they fulfill something on YouTube that they obviously maybe they don't have in real life, and sometimes you don't want to hit a sore spot with them. But I think that's the case. Um, I don't know. I I still I still I still hang on to the whole thing that it's supposed to be a little bit of fun. Make a joke, um, make an alt that's funny. Not a not an alt that goes in and doxes people, or give one of these ones that do a roundabout kind of way, roundabout kind of trolling, like passive aggressive type trollers. You get those as well. And I guess to some degree, some of the alts have been funny. Even some of their names have been really funny that I've seen, say in Alex's or Sam Hill's or something like that. Um, yeah, Lanky, you've always been pretty well respected. Look. There's people like take like Doodle for instance. When I met Doodle, she had about 50 ranches, and she really treasured those because she was well respected for being friendly and fair, like moderator, and she got involved with the wrong people, the same people that I was involved in. And unfortunately, she lost every single rent she probably had because of the people that, I don't know, made things difficult for her and me and others. But anyway, got out of it alive. That's the main thing, right? So anyway, getting back to the Nikki Amy thing, um, I don't even know this drama Unleashed. They said hi to me one day. I've never seen him before. Um, it's a girl named Sarah or something like that. So I had to watch and learn and listen to understand. And Nikki and Amy have been going really heavy blow for blow. And as someone that used to be in a chat with them both, like at the same time, and I know what kind of friends they were, because they used to like talk every day, and that's a pretty big deal, talking to the same person every day. I don't care. I don't. I don't know if it's if that's a big deal. Like if it was in your real life, for instance, you'd see the same. Like if you work with the same people for 5 days a week, I understand that. But we're talking about talking with someone every day for years and years and years, right? Now, I always said, and Neri knows this, I always said that I always felt like Nikki couldn't be herself. I always felt like something was holding her back. I always felt like, because I experienced some of the Amy Jessica and all that kind of stuff in the past, I always felt like Nikki wasn't talking her true self. And she used to put titles out. I was going to ask her about this. By the way, I asked for the link twice. Neri, I asked for the link twice tonight in Nikki's chat, and she ignored me. She didn't even mention my comment. And I was going to use Amber as a go-between, but Amber had already fallen asleep. And I don't know whether Nikki didn't see my comments, but I had the time to go up and talk to her about a few of these things. And I wanted to ask her some questions, but I couldn't get up. Like, it just seemed like she wasn't gonna. Because I understand her not dropping the link in the chat. I understand her not pinning the link, because I don't do this. I don't do that either. I only send it to the people that I know, because I don't even think I have a porn screen thingy, whatever. I don't know. So I can't just have anybody coming up. You have to know me from somewhere, either in Discord or whatever. Whatever. So, um, I think that it all started from yeah, we used to I used to go up on Nikki's fairly often. Genzel, probably, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. She used to stream like she streams now, basically almost every night or every day. She doesn't sleep much, but yeah, they were pretty close, right? But they were close in the sense that I truly believe Nikki is not a real lifer or a doxer or any of those things, right? Nikki wouldn't go that far, but Nikki would talk privately shit about people, and I think everyone does that. To be completely honest, I think everyone does that. But I believe Nikki is a good person, but the beef that she has with Space, all the beef that Space has with Nikki, stems from Nikki recording Space, which I know Space has a problem with, and I really don't blame Space for having that problem. I don't know why she recorded Space, and she's admitted that she did record Space, which was cool, because I didn't know if it was even true for some years. She admits she recorded Space, and I don't think Space really would have said. Okay, Space might have talked shit about people. Big deal. She talks shit about everybody now, right in the open. So, like, and she's never, I guess, forgiven Nikki for that, because I think once you've been, I guess, friends with Space, and I was once friends with Space, so was Count Mune, so was Beestinger. When you don't want to be friends anymore, or you just want to go your own way, she doesn't let you go. She doesn't let you go without a drag. And I'm being dragged for years, like I didn't even I even said no when she invited me for a swim. I didn't want to go, because I don't want that level of friendship. I was quite happy to be online friends, but I didn't want. Oh, Genzel, you might not know that I've met Space Monster. I had lunch with her and another person. I don't know how many years ago, a long time ago, and I just, when the Aussie boomers kind of split, I was kind of stuck in the middle, because at the time I liked Claire Bear and Twigs, and I liked Beestinger and count, and I didn't know what to do. So because space is very controlling and conspiracy theories I couldn't deal with, I kept complaining to Claire about them. I just ended up like going with Count and Bee Stinger because there was another fight within the Aussies with Twigs and Count, which I really didn't know much of history about that. But I ended up just being mates with Count and Bee Stinger, and I think the others kind of like didn't like me doing that. So I ended up being one of the bad guys, if that makes sense. I don't have anything against these people. For some reason, Space thinks that I blamed her for the tidy whitey thing. I didn't have a fucking clue who that was. I found out. But Space, even if anybody apologizes, she never accepts it. And you can apologize, and then 2 weeks later she'll drag you again. So you're just wasting your time. You're just better off to block her and forget about it, which is pretty much what I've done now. Tried multiple times, guys. I tried multiple times to be cool. But all she wants off you is information, receipts. She thinks that she knows it all. It's quite funny. She's done it multiple times. She's like, once there was I'll tell you a story. Once there was, I don't know who started this group. It was called Communication is the Key. And I got invited to this group. I don't remember the circumstances of how I got invited to this group. I certainly didn't make the group. And there was quite a lot of people in this group. All really, really, I guess, original OGs. And she was nice to me in that group until she didn't want to be. And I left the group. I said, fuck this. I left the group. Fuck it. I don't need to be involved. You know, I just gave her too many chances. I just don't want to, I'm not prepared to be friendly with her anymore because she's been nasty as fuck for no fucking reason. You know, and I've had to take it actually one step further because we have some pretty strict laws in this country now. We have some pretty strict laws in Australia regarding bullying and harassment. And I made a community post, I don't know, months and months and months and months and months ago. It's still up, I'm not taking it down. You can see I lodged a case because I ain't putting up with her shit. And if she wants to continue, everything gets clipped and added to uploaded to the case number file. Whether anything comes of it, I don't really know. Who knows? They're probably dealing with thousands of these cases. Who knows? I don't know. But I don't comment much about her because of that case. And it's got nothing to do. It's not a case of like, oh, that's not this case where I'm gonna call the cops or I'm gonna take you to court. No, it's none of that shit. It's just a simple bullying harassment. And I don't know whether anybody from another country could even do that. I think you'd have to be in Australia. So I'm the person. And if she continues and doesn't leave me be, and it's hard because I don't watch, but if she does, it'll get, I guess, eventually get dealt with one way or the other. But other than that, I really don't care what she does. Like, and look, I'll be completely honest. As I said before, I'm not against some of the things that have been done to her. It's bullshit. It's bullshit that that her mum was contacted. It's bullshit. I heard her say, it was clipped and sent. When was it? Like a couple of weeks ago. I heard her say that her sons were contacted, and I guess her ex-husband or something, or maybe it's still her husband. I really don't know. Now, who the fuck is doing that? These are people don't even live in Australia, as far as I know. Who the fuck is doing that? I don't know. So, anyway, But I had some questions for Nikki, or maybe I should save them for when I do get a chance to go up, because I do want to ask her some questions, because Space has also been accused of contacting Nikki's daughter or daughters. I'm not really sure. And I have some questions for Nikki on that too, because those types of allegations need proof, receipts. I wanted to ask Nikki about that too. Um, yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know if it can be anybody. I mean, Space. Not. I have to be honest, and this is not a dragging session. Not many people like her. You know, I've seen her on panels where they just take the piss out of her, and I wish she wouldn't do that. I don't know why anyone needs to do that. Um, I don't like to see that. And look, I'll be completely honest. I don't really like to see Nikki and Amy fighting. I really would have been happy if they could have just gone their separate ways. And I do keep informed. I did watch the. I had to download it because I know Retro hides her lives. So I downloaded the Retro Live. I have a way of. I was shown by an expert how to download a live while it's live. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Because if you wait till the end and then the person hides it straight away, you just can't get it. But I have a way of doing it live, and I can do I can open as many sessions as I want, and I can have fucking 20 lives going, 20 downloads going if I wanted to. There's a special way of doing it. You got to have certain software and shit. I don't. It doesn't capture the chat; it only captures the video. So, but it's still great if you need to listen to something, especially if you've been dragged and you need the clip. It's handy. People think they're smart by taking the live down after they finish, but not so smart if you know what you're doing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, Space Monster. She knows how to trigger them. Definitely. Yeah, it was 6 against 1. I think I saw that actually, either on the replay or live. I'm not really sure. Yeah, she's not afraid of anybody. She's not afraid of anybody, but she has in a lot of the time she has the facts wrong. I hate to see it, but she has the facts wrong. Some stuff she's right about, some stuff she's wrong. Simple as that. But anyway, yeah, I don't like to see I don't like to see them fighting. Like, see, these people that were really close friends, they have basically a lot of shit on each other, right? Whether it'd go back years, probably. Oh, what about the time you did this? Well, maybe you regretted it, but this person's got proof, and they'll use it against you. And and people like Nick and Amy, they're ones for saving that stuff. They've got receipts, whether they use it or not. They've got receipts. So it's not really. I'll be honest with you. I know it's like entertainment for some people. Oh, two bitches fighting. Hey, this is funny. Blah blah blah. I actually don't like it because I knew both of these girls and had many conversations with them. You know, and I know this is in contrast because I've said probably a few mean things about Amy, but I also had some fucking fantastic fucking long conversations with her many years ago in voice chat. And they were fucking really good conversations where I actually thought she gave a shit about me and others that we were in there. She'd been friends with Jessica for a long time. They had come from from Facebook. I didn't really know till well into it that Amy didn't never really trusted Jessica, and she was basically just using Jessica as a mouthpiece because Jessica was the one that would go live. Jessica would go live with these people, for these people basically, and because Amy never really used to go live on her channel. I know she has, but she would go live on everyone else's channel. I don't think she wanted the association back to her channel. Hey Wendy, how you doing? That was an interesting conversation you had with Republican Ash. Yeah, I heard it. It was interesting. I kind of get where you're coming from. Yeah, it was funny. I don't know if anyone else heard it. I know you clipped it or whatever. I saw it on your. I saw it before you put it on your channel. Someone told me about it, and I went like, "Oh, I've got to go and have a listen to that." Didn't know you had history, but yeah, she was one of those ones in when you had that Discord going with all the people in it. Probably that's the one that you shut down or mostly shut down or something, or kicked most of the people out or whatever. That was interesting. Yeah, I was just having a chat, Wendy. I was just like, I don't know, just in the mood tonight. Had free time. It's not too late. Got nothing going on tonight. It's just one of those free nights. Not, as weird as it sounds for a Monday night. So maybe I had a little bit more energy today after starting my new routine, but I'm not really sure. But nice. I don't know if you've been listening for a while, but I've just been talking about different things. I do have to just use the men's room for a sec. So, no, I don't think I'll play any music. Hey, I'll be back in a second, guys. Just give me like 1 minute. You know, us guys are not very long. No, you go.
Watching where he would go.
You go. Oh, the dog's trying to get in. Dog was trying to get into the into my bedroom. Okay, I'm back. I must have like the smallest bloody bladder. I've been having like a lot of tests to find out what the fuck's going on. But so how is everybody? Hey, Wendy, like, are you free or anything? You can come up and have a chat. But if you want to, let me know. I can send you the link in Discord or something. But yeah, just talking about different things tonight, just observations mainly. But we were talking about the Nikki and the Amy dispute. And for one thing I noticed though, for a long time, Robbie was kind of saying neutral until he eventually turned and then jumped on Nikki's side, which I guess I didn't know which way it was going to go there for a while because Robbie is friends with both of them especially friends with Amy for a long time. You've been watching it play out, yeah. Because I used to be in a group with all these people, so yeah. I got to post. Hang on, let me just put that on the screen because that is so true. Oh my god, I remember it so clearly. I remember I had my bed the other way against the wall, and I'm laying, and I had my phone. It was a different phone, and I was asleep, so it was probably pretty late, I guess. And next, I hear all this fucking screaming going on. I wake up, and I'm listening, kind of like get my senses back, and I'm like, oh, what was I listening to? Was it Making Lemonade's live stream, or was it Neri's? I can't remember. And they're fucking screaming at each other, right? And I'm like, and I'm out loud. I'm going, no, this can't happen. Like, oh, it was fucking freaky. I was telling Neri about it. She was laughing at me, like, oh, I remember that. That was fun. You know what? To this day, there has been nobody live streaming as a neutral channel as Neri used to have, right? I saw firsthand people in Neri's chat that hated each other's guts, and everybody was well behaved in Neri's stream, and it's not even it's not even because everyone was a mod. No. Neri only had like 1 or 2 mods. I probably was close to being a mod, but Neri probably didn't know me as well then. And I can't remember who the mods were. I don't know if it was Becky Boo. I can't remember. Becky's a very good friend of mine. And that you want to know? You want me to tell you a story why she's called Becky Boo? Actually, she's not called Becky Boo on Face. She's only is she Becky Boo in Discord only? Anyway, if you remember, she's called Becky Boo because I did a live stream 5 years ago, and all the girls got together and said, "Hey, let's change the end of our names to Boo." So it was Doodle Boo, and well, everyone was Boo, right? So it would have been Wendy Boo or all that. And Becky changed hers to Becky Boo, and she kept it because she liked it. And I've always loved it. Every time I see Becky Boo, I go like, "Ah, I remember that. That was a really fun time." That's when you could have a few laughs on YouTube without people being fucking assholes to you. So, all right. So let me just check something. Okay, that's cool. I got to keep up to date, make sure I haven't missed any private messages or anything. Okay, so what else have I been noticing? So, all right, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about what happened with May Noodles in the beginning, right? And I touched on this before, but I didn't continue. I probably digressed because I do shit like that. So when May Noodles started to do lives, whatever, Neri and I were one of the first people to go up and have a chat with her and stuff like that, and maybe just give her a few tips and talk a little bit about humor and stuff like that. Well, I don't know how further down the track, other people got involved. Other people got involved, and it's like, oh, she's still Becky Boo on YouTube. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, yeah, but the thing is, just changing back to that, Mary. Thing is, though, my whole point was these people were all fucking well behaved in your chat. I don't know if you had any issues, and a few times you said, "Hey, any of this," and you go on sort of thing. But you had people that were literally fighting on YouTube in your chat, talking normal. It was weird. It was fucking weird. It was like Switzerland. Fair income. It was like Switzerland. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I didn't have any problem because that's how I am. Unless you want to fight with me, I ain't fighting. I ain't starting to fight. I don't throw the first. I might throw the last punch, but I ain't throwing the first one. So yeah, it was very cool. But again, doing lives can be stressful, and Neri probably stopped doing them the same reason I did. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I don't know, jumping forward a few months, I guess I started to see May Noodles and Alex kind of like affectionately referring to each other, and a lot of people picked up on it and thought, oh, something's going on here, blah blah blah, right? And I thought, okay, well, we just came off hearing what and I don't have anything against Alex, or just maybe the behavior, but I've known him for a long time. I never really had any personal chats with him or anything like that, but I did, when he disappeared for that year, I did say, hey, where's Alex? Like, hey, he was like, funny. He used to like way argues with Sam Hill was fucking hilarious. It's quite funny, but I didn't like how he treated Kate. And I like Kate. I don't talk to Kate. I wish I could talk to Kate. She seems like a nice person. And her and Nikki, I guess, used to live pretty close to each other and became friends, and that's how they knew each other. I know Nikki's moved different states now or something. But that's how I kind of like, I heard about what happened with Kate, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's not cool. And then other stuff come up, and I guess I didn't like that behavior. That's no way to treat a woman, like that. It's just no. And very aggressive behavior. And I can tell from the way Kate was talking in different chats and lives that she did with people that It really, like, even though she had someone else at that stage, it really affected her. It affected her. And she was talking about it, and showing receipts, messages and stuff like that. So thought it was my responsibility, being that I was one of the first people to jump up and talk to me. I thought I should warn her about him, and I did. I'll be honest, and I did. I did warn. I did, and apparently a lot of other people did. I'm not the only one. Apparently, a lot of people did, but she didn't listen, and you can see what's happened now. I hope it's over. By her having to, attempt to get him served, and just the fact that you have to take out I don't know, my version of a restraining order. I think what they called out here. I don't know. They might be called something different. I think they're pretty much all the same. Protection order. I think they're pretty much the same. And of course, they spill the beans on each other and make each other look extremely foolish. And I never want to be in that situation. Would never get myself in that situation, I would think. And instead of like being appreciative, she just didn't listen to anybody and did her own thing. And I kind of do respect that she decided to do her own thing. I haven't really said this before. I had a couple of moderators. One of them's not there anymore. One of them is there, and he's one of her cash cows. I had them come to me separately and message me and say to me, "Oh, we're really concerned that this Ali Wrights is taking over and blah, blah, blah. Casper, like, what's going on? Can you help us? Can you find out? Blah, blah, blah." So not long after that, my friend Beck, as you know, Shipwreck Beck, and, love her or hate her, I happen to love her, but she gets kicked out while I was still in there as, I guess, a moderator of some level. So it has a little look-see. It has a little look-see in the log, because obviously I have my own Discord. I know how to check things. And I saw who it was that kicked her out. So, me not being that shy, I approached this person and asked him, "Why did you kick my friend out of the Discord?" Because, oh, okay, fair enough. I think that, like, I honestly believe that Shipwreck Beck and May Noodles had a common, like, bond because of the Jimmer stuff. And to treat Beck like that, I wasn't happy. I wanted answers. I asked questions. In the Discord. All the mods said, "Oh, Casper, you're not going anywhere. Like, we'll get to the bottom of it, blah, blah, blah." So I asked the person who kicked her, and then she just wanted to talk in circles. So I just said, "Oh, fucking forget it. Like, this is a waste of time." The next morning, I was kicked from everywhere. So in hindsight, it's a blessing in disguise. I understand that, just like the RDA stuff was. But I've been like an interested person to watch where I can. And being the time difference, I can't always watch the lives, blah, blah, blah. Can't even always download the lives if I'm not home, like I go out and stuff like that. I got my soccer on one night, I got club one night. So I really only have like 3 nights. Maybe the weekend if I'm not out on the weekend as well. I've got to go out with the girls sometimes. So I don't get like that much time. If it just falls on the right evening or something, or the live's still up, I'll take a listen or whatever. And I followed the whole story. And, I knew with their personalities, but hang on, just going back a step, after she was doxing, was it laugh out loud or whatever? Laugh at laugh or whatever that lady's name was. I messaged her. I was driving home, messaged her, and I said, "Don't do this. This is not what you do on YouTube, because you're gonna be shunned. You're gonna be people are gonna go after you if you go down this line." She goes, "I don't care." She goes, "I don't care." I went, "Oh, okay." This was before I was kicked, and so yeah, laugh out life. That's it. Yep. And I don't care who Laugh at Life was or what she's done, mate. Don't go real life on people. Fuck's sake. And it's YouTube. Just have an argument on panel or in chat or something. Like, why do people take it so far? It's just bullshit. Anyway, so I've been watching, and then something snapped in her, and she said, I heard her say one time that, oh, I can just be myself now. I can stop pretending to be, pretty much to be nice. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. So what's happened since then? It's been a whole, trail of disaster for her as far as her relationship with Alex. And, I mean, I'm sure Alex had I'm hoping Alex had some mates on his side saying, mate, get the fuck out of there. Because sooner or later, he would have got fucking arrested. I mean, did he do the right thing? Probably not. But you know what? They got on the drink. They got on the drink, and they like to argue. They both have that type of personality where they love to argue, and it got obviously got heated a few times. Things got thrown at each other or whatever, and but it was convenient if they both didn't have anyone, and Alex seems to be just a traveler, a drifter, so to speak. I don't have anything against him. I go in his chat and say hi, like to people in the chat, whatever. And I think they finally let it go now, which is fucking great. I really hope they both can just move on. Like, what can you really do? As people on YouTube that watch it, even if you were their friends, right? Even if you spoke to them in real life, not in real life, but I mean, if you speak to them on the phone, or you had like a different type of relationship with them, you can't really stop them from doing what they're doing. If maybe they're abusive people, maybe they're abusive personalities, or they have issues, they need some counseling or whatever. I think a lot of people on here do. Neri's an expert at watching people, studying people, and working out the types of, conditions that they may have. And there's a lot of them on there, and some of them, a lot of us just watch it and get a laugh out of a lot of it. I do. I don't take. I get off and go, oh my god, I couldn't imagine some chick fucking doing that, or like I couldn't imagine ever going there. It's just crazy. But she was warned, and she didn't listen, and they probably both regret it. Even though I heard Alex say, "Oh yeah, I still love her." Well, mate, I guess it's like fire. Oil and fire is it's just not a good mix. But yeah, I did watch that whole story. I don't know if it's over. I don't really know if it's over or not. I don't know. Maybe, hopefully. So what was the other things that was interesting? I think the May Saucy Sue and Andy fight. Yeah, I don't have enough knowledge yet on that one. Like I said, I'm just watching Andy's chat, Andy's live that he did about setting things straight. I think Andy used to be in one of my chats, but he left for his for his reasons, and he never came back. But I can message him, but he's it's probably like the middle of the night for the dude. so I haven't heard from him. I don't. It seems like I don't want to like speculate because I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like from what I've listened to so far, is that they've met at least once, maybe twice. Neri might actually know more about this than I do. Um, I don't know if you want to come up, Neri, and talk about that particular situation. I'm curious because I've been friends with Andy a long time. Andy used to have a show on Podtrash with on Whoosh's channel, Whoosh's platform, Podtrash. And I used to listen to it, and he used to do like reporting on what was happening in Kermit Town in Lisa Jordana's community, which I came from originally before I came over to YouTube. It's all basically related to Howard Stern, like Lisa Jordana, Benji, all that sort of stuff. Met a lot of people over there, and I came over. I was one of the first to come over to YouTube because I left the Lisa Jordana's community. She was just getting too stupid, and she still is. And I came across the YouTube, but a lot of people that I know that were over there came across the YouTube. So one of the other people, sorry, excuse me, that I've been friends with that came from Elisa Jordana's community is Robin. And then Robin and Whoosh got together, and I followed that story because not that they put it up for everyone to see, but they would do lives when they were like driving to see each other and stuff. Like they wouldn't really do lives together, not that I recall, but yeah. And it was like, oh, this is cool. Like I've known Robin when she was married previously, and she was in this lovely home, and she used to have things happen like parties or something, and she would stream it. She would have her girlfriends over and she would stream it, and I'd watch it, and I was like, oh fuck, look, this chick's having a great time. Hot chicks having a great time is always fun to watch, right? And then like I just followed, like, hardly ever have conversation with her. Probably never had a voice chat with her or anything. Just occasional message and talking chats and stuff like that. And I watched, Whoosh was running Podtrash, and then he moved to big decision, man. Moved to Canada to be with his girl, and as you probably some of you know, it's not so good now, unfortunately. But it is what it is, and I it happens in my real life where some of my mates, I see them once in a while, and it's like, oh, how's Wendy going? Oh, I'm not with Wendy anymore, mate. I'm now with Sarah. Oh, okay. Some of my mates, I can't even keep up with their girlfriends. Like they swap them all the time. It's like, and see, I don't like that. I've been through too many, like, and I'm not talking about you. Please, I'm not talking about internet. I've been through too many like breakups in real life that I decided quite some years ago that I wasn't going to do that anymore. I just casual date with people like-minded people that have the same philosophy as me. To be completely honest, like, yeah, if I met somebody who had the same net worth that I have, but I'm in my 50s now, and I've worked too hard to have what I have, that I'm willing to like go into a relationship, and then if it fails after some time, I have to give up some of my net worth, possibly if that person has far less. I don't know how it works everywhere else, but I just don't want to do it because when you certainly am never going. I can't ever see myself living with a girl again. I can't see that. I can't see that. I have a family house here now. I have my elderly mother to keep an eye on, although she's very, very good for her age. And I just can't see myself getting in that type of situation again. But I surely do love going out to dinner and stuff. And yeah, I still do that. Seeing someone now, actually, it's kind of on and off. So I'm quite happy. It's just not a priority for me. And because, I sit back and I see all these people fucking trying to do these internet relationships. And yeah, I was interested in someone on on here at one point in time. Never got to, I guess, it never got to the next level. So therefore, we could both just be, oh well, both walk away and everybody's fine. No one's getting too badly hurt. But in real life, yeah, de facto is 6 months, and I like I might meet someone like who's fantastic, who has nothing, and if I want to share what I have, and then it doesn't work out, why do I have to give up my shit? I don't know. I just don't like the rules and the laws of that. And there's no kids involved. No kids involved. I don't have any kids, not that I'm aware of. It's possible, but I'm not aware of it. I'm not aware of any. Sue just flew out there to stay for about when she just getting back on Sunday. I saw him go live for about 5 minutes at some party thing, but I didn't see her. I didn't hear her, so I didn't know. I didn't just assume that they were together. Okay, all right, yeah. Well, that's great. I'm really skeptical about these internet relationships, Neri, and Andy's my friend, and it's easy to say, oh no, but they're both sensible. I'm just really skeptical. I do wish him the best, but I don't want to seem, he already gets lots of shit already from friggin' idiots on the internet. I hope he doesn't go through any of anything bad, like a bad breakup type thing, and then I don't know. I don't know Sue. That's the problem. I don't know Sue, so I don't know her. Say, hey man, look after my mate. He's a good bloke. I don't know her, and he's not in our group anymore, so I can't just talk about it in there, can I? He's not there. So anyway, hey, should think positive, right? Should think positive that everything's going to be good and work out for him. I don't know how far away they are from each other. He's in California, Bakersfield. I think he mentioned it. Bakersfield. I have zero idea. Oh, she's from your parts. She's from your parts. Oh my God, they're on opposite sides of the country. Well, that certainly puts quite a challenge in place. If I don't know, meeting is quite cool. Hey, I got a scare tonight. I'm very skeptical, but it's probably true. I was in Nikki's chat, and there was a avatar in there called Tam Tam, and she made a comment to me or something, and I went like, "Oh, cool, another Aussie." Oh, I don't remember seeing her before. I don't know if she's new or whatever. And I said to her, "Oh, hey, Tam Tam, where you from? Whereabouts in Auzzie? I'm in Queensland." And she goes, "Oh yeah, I'm in Queensland. I'm at I'm not going to say the suburb, but it's one suburb away. I'm talking like 5 minutes." I mean, like that just freaked me out. It's like, oh my God, fuck. And I said to her, "Oh, I'm about 5 minutes from you." She goes, "Oh fuck." Like it was a freaky ass thing. It's like, oh shit, okay. And then I looked at her channel. I subbed to her channel. I forgot to tell her I subbed to her channel. She's got some videos on there of her and her partner and probably her kid or something. But I just thought, yeah, she's got a story with Lani. That's right. Yeah, she's had a beef with Lani because I went on to Tam Tam's channel, just had a quick look, like, I just make sure I wasn't being trolled, because, so I went on her channel and I could see, like, okay, yeah, that's right. Yep. And then I clicked on a couple, and then she starts talking about this Lani chick that I've heard about and I've seen, and she's fucking crazy as batshit. Unbelievable. I went in that time when I went into Nikki's and I said hi or whatever, and some people give me shit. Um, um, No, Lani hasn't befriended by me. No. Because I was like, I got shit from Robbie and Amy and all that. She jumped up. She jumped up and said, "Oh, fuck you, Casper. No one's claiming you, like as in claiming you as Aussie or whatever." Well, hasn't it? Isn't it funny how the tide has fucking turned now? Everyone has woken up to the fact that she's batshit crazy, and I think by admission, she's batshit crazy. Wasn't there a picture? I saw a picture. Did she post this? I saw a picture of her in the back of a fucking ambulance or something, being carted off because of YouTube. How funny is that shit? And I don't know. I don't know what all your arguments are with her. I was going to say American. Amber started getting me to say that, but I stopped saying it now. um, um, she's like self-admitted, like, I don't know, she said something like, no, she posted something like she was hiding in the bushes from her family because they wanted to drug test her. Some crazy shit like that. And I'm like, oh my God, we've got a wild one here. And she doesn't know me. She doesn't know me. She has no idea what kind of a stable, normal fucking person I am. And here she is fucking jumping on board, trashing me. She didn't know me. Had no idea who she was. Tiffany busted her. Which Tiffany are you talking about? Are you talking about Tiff Tiff? Because I've also followed that little beef that Tiff Tiff has with Amber and Nikki. I've been following that too. And I'm not getting involved in that because yes, the infamous Tiff Tiff. Okay, yes. I have said hi to Tiff Tiff. She fought with Amber some time ago. And I thought maybe I could, I don't know, smooth it out for him. I went into Tiff Tiff's live and I said, "Hi, how you going?" And she said, "Hi." And I said, "Look, I want to be upfront with you." I said, "I'm a good friend of Amber's." I said, "I think that you two could probably work shit out." But it hasn't worked out, obviously. And then I saw Tiff getting it on with Nikki at some point and still fighting with Amber. But I only know of Tiff. I only know of Tiff because she once was her and Lycan were once interested in each other, right? But never actually met. And then it went sour. And then they dragged each other, right? This is how I remember it. Please tell me if I'm wrong. That went sour, as YouTube relationships do. That went sour, and then they dragged each other, and then over time, some time went past. They eased up or something, and then Lycan and Amber got interested in each other, who actually did meet because I saw the pictures. She showed me. And that went obviously very sour after they met because I guess Jamie didn't feel it for Amber, even though I think Amber probably felt it or thought that maybe it could work with Lycan, but I think it was one-sided. So he then basically said, "I only want to be friends," and then it didn't work out. Obviously, didn't work out. But look, at least he was honest. But maybe I felt very, very sad for my friend, and yeah, maybe he could have done it in a better way. I don't really know. I didn't get too involved. I just said I didn't think it was a good idea, and I advised her as such when I was talking to her back then. That was probably a year ago or something. I don't know. So yeah, I said to her that I was very sorry that because I think she was sincerely hurt by that. And she's a look. I know she's I guess a drama girl to a point. She was streaming drama almost daily at one point. Her channel was booming, and then she lost it for whatever reason. And I told her, I said, don't get invested in your channel too much because it can be just taken from you so easily, even if it's taken wrongly. you can lose it so easily. I've had mine since 2007, but I'm more of an observer and commentator about situations. I don't go on to purposely create drama content, if you know what I mean. So, I'm not going to have really any problems. I had a few strikes back in the day that I defeated because I always keep my receipts. And I'm also a YouTube partner, which gives me a little bit of credibility. You can use it to your advantage if you know the right people to email. So, but I just don't have any real desire, I guess, to stream, because normally it's never really, nothing really good comes out of it. Like maybe people can handle it a bit better. There was a point in time where it affected me a little bit. Because there was one point where I lost a lot of people that I did consider, I guess, at that time, friends. And when you lose, maybe if you lose one friend, well, I lost a friend tonight. Jamie Lomanade blocked me tonight, and I thought we were friends. It just goes to show how fickle some people can be, and like you saw, like with Nikki and Amy, they had a friendship of like 5 years or something, talking almost every day. Even with other people being involved over the years, they had a friendship for that long. And it's not easy, whether you really want to get up here and admit it, it's not easy when you lose a friend or you lose a person, and you're so angry at them, and these two girls have thrown so many barbs at each other. And it's kind of like, some people go, it's fucking funny, let them. But when you get into real people's, everyone has feelings, and it's not really nice to, I know Andy, for instance. I know he has a thing. Andy's a straight guy. Andy's a straight guy like me. He's a straight guy, and yet some people want to call him gay. And he said a few times, he goes, these fucking assholes, they keep they call me gay. And like, it's not true, but you're still bothered by it. Like, and he's mentioned it 2 or 3 times that I've heard. It's just not nice. And so you think to yourself, I really don't need any of this. So you don't stream. And if you don't go in many chats very often, I'm telling you, because I've done this, I've tried this as a social experiment. I've just listened for months and months and months and not gone into any chats. And you know what? I'll be completely honest. If you don't talk for 6 months, you're forgotten. You're gone. People will just forget about you, and everyone has moved on. And new people come in, new locales come in. Suddenly they're the latest attraction. Oh, look at this person. She's crazy. Like listen to her. And it just keeps going on and on. It never ends. I used to think this time last year, these people weren't, well, maybe go back a bit further. Some of these people weren't even around. You think to yourself, it's just same old people. But no, there's new people coming along all the time that people will latch onto, and suddenly all this content blows out. People start fighting, and because before it used to be like, yeah, it's an endless circus. It is. It's a fucking endless circuit. It certainly is. So don't ever think, like, when some people leave, like, remember Natasha Cooper was one, and Monica Lightly was one, and Mrs. Wonderful, I think Mrs. Wonderful or whatever her name is. I think she's still around. They lose their main channels, but they usually come back under other channels. It takes a while. Sometimes it takes a while to find them again. But eventually, word gets around and people spread the link around, and eventually they get some people back. I remember I got a link to, I think it was off Neri for Miss Wonderful or whatever her name is, and I tuned in and she was fucking asleep on the couch. It's like she was live streaming and she was asleep. It's like, oh, this is exciting. Like, it didn't look like her top was going to fall off or anything, so I just turned it off. Anyway, how long has it been? How long have I been live for? It doesn't even tell me now how long I've been live for. Oh, When did that stop? Oh, it does on YouTube, 105 minutes ago. It used to have a little timer up here on StreamYard. All this new StreamYard shit, I don't even know how to use it. And I'm gonna need, if I do stream that people up, I'm gonna need like a banner or something, one of those porn fucking screens if I want to let people up. But I think people are just happy to listen to me tonight. See, I don't stream very often. This is what I've noticed. If I streamed every week, even if I only stream once a week, right, I would eventually have my 20, 30 people back that I had before, right? But if you start streaming for a couple of months, everyone's moved on. Hey, Jensel, where are you from anyway? Like, I know I don't know if you want to answer me. Like what country are you from? And is Jensel, no offense, is Jensel a female name or a male name? Or I'm not really sure. I get a feeling it's female because most of the drama people. Hey, Whoosh, how you doing, man? I was just mentioning you guys a little while ago. It's just all the different people all the people's stories that I followed over the years, including yours, from the pod trash and how I met Robin, all those. Like, I knew Robin even before you, bro. And yeah, just talking about like pod trash and Andy Cruz and Andy and Sue. Andy and Sue, eh? Apparently, like this was the second time they've met or something, which is cool. I just get a little bit worried for Andy. The just YouTube relationship success is pretty low. So, although a lot of people have gotten to second base, yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, if there's a blanket over, it doesn't count. It would have been funny if she kicked the blanket off and just like didn't know she was live. That would have been fucking hilarious. So how's it been, Whoosh? Like, what's how's the new digs, bro? You seem to be set up pretty good. Maybe you're saying something. Think I asked you something in the chat, but you probably like didn't see it. But I think Neri answered me. But I was curious whether you were gonna head back to New York at some point, or whether you love Canada so much you might as well stay. I mean, I guess you're dual citizen now, right? You still got your mum though in New York. I think I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Anyway, come to pretty much the end of what I was going to talk about tonight, but I just felt like, I don't know why, I just felt like a chat. I don't know. Got me in the right mood. Sometimes I get home, I just don't. Oh, okay. Oh, are you like, is it your turn to look after the dogs, basically? Oh, you're going to only visit. You're only going to visit New York. Okay. Fair enough. I wasn't sure, like, yeah, it's a fucking awkward situation. I was just saying to everyone before how, like, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I was just saying to everyone before how I just fucking gotten to that age where I'm just not gonna put myself in that type, not like talking about yours, but I'm just not gonna be in that situation, like, because I don't like that part of it. It's just not worth it for me at my age and what I have, you know, like it's oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm pretty close. Oh, you're a bloke. Wow, that threw me out. Oh, you're an Aussie. I didn't even realize you're an Aussie. Unbelievable. Fair. Excellent. Great. Yeah, please subscribe. It'd be good to have you in a chat in the chat when I go once in a blue moon, once every 6 months. Yeah, I was just saying, Wush, I just at my age, like, almost like in 5 years' time, I'm going to own my house, and I've got 500,000 in my super and all that sort of stuff. It's just for me at my age, it's not worth like fucking getting into a relationship, and I certainly do not want to be in a I certainly do not want to be in a what do you call it, de facto, whatever, because like you might meet like a really nice person who has nothing, and after a certain period of time, maybe it doesn't end well, and then she wants half my shit. It ain't gonna happen. Not doing it now. Worked all my fucking life to get to this point. Like I'll be able to draw down on my super another 5 years, and it'll pay my house off. When at the end of the day, yeah, not doing it. And my house is probably worth like 700,000 here. Like it's only like I'm only like I don't know what would you say? I was like middle class, I guess maybe. Yeah, but I have like a $700,000 house, so and it's pretty much like it will be left to me. So yeah, I just don't want to make life hard for myself later on. So I'm just yeah, I'm just I'm just doing like a I'm just doing casual dating, mate. That's it. That's it. That's it. No, it's yeah. There's pros and cons, man. There's pros and cons of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, it depends. I don't every maybe every country's different. I'm not really sure. Maybe every country's different. I don't understand like because you guys were living together, so I don't understand like what the rules are and stuff. And I know Robin comes from I know where Robin comes from, like all that sort of stuff. Um, subdivide your land and house. I don't think I have a big enough block, to be honest. I can't remember how many square meter it is. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. Like if I met somebody that had equal or more than me, then I guess I'm fine, right? But that's not always the case. And I think I'm too set in my ways now, like, because I like to go out, like I do. I go to soccer, I go to the club, I go out for dinner with friends. I go and visit my friends a lot. I don't live to work anymore. I work to live now, and that's only been in the last 5 years. Before then, I was working like 60-hour weeks, like for this other company that I used to be. But now I actually I actually get paid to work less. We get paid lunches and we get to leave like half an hour, and it's all paid. Like I'm in like a great situation at the moment. I don't know whether I've got 10 years there or not, because that's basically all I plan on working for another 10 years, and then that's it. Oh, prenuptial agreements, yeah, yeah. But I I don't know what it's like in Canada, but in Australia, you only got to live together for 6 months, and she can go for some of your shit. Oh, yeah, okay. Prenuptial agreement, even if you're not married. Okay. Don't hold well in Australian prenups. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know it's different when there's kids involved, Bush, but like I know, like obviously they're not your kids, so therefore ultimately not your responsibility. But I when you were talking the other day, I felt really touched because you you had them for so long, and to be completely honest, like you have a share of raising those kids for that time. And like me, I'm the product of my stepfather raising me. Like my mum was single. My old man and my mum split up when I was like very very young, right? I mean very young. I'm talking 5 or 6 maybe. I don't know. I'd have to ask mum. But and then my stepfather came along when I was an early teenager. Like no, maybe about 10 or 11. I was in primary school, and and I didn't like him, I resented him for a long time or whatever. But he pretty much, I had him as a father figure throughout my teen years, which are very important. I feel very important. And then it's funny because we all moved up to Queensland from New South Wales, basically. And when my stepfather wanted to separate from my mother, I was in the position where I could buy him out. I brought him out of the house. So we did a financial settlement through a friend of mine. I organized it for my parents, and they both were happy with what was presented. And then I basically brought him out. So so the house, was mine. So I really don't know that much. In Canada, it's 12 months. QC is a bit different. I don't quite. What's QC mean? And 12 months, you mean like the de facto whatever relationship's got to be 12 months? So, I so yeah, I'd be interested to ask you a couple of questions about, like, because I kind of like can relate a little bit. Um, I was just wondering, like, I understand you got like the dogs together and stuff like that, but how does it work? How does it work with the kids? Because like you're not their natural father, but you raised them and you've done. Um, oh, okay. So I know this sounds weird, but like, will you be still seeing the kids, or it doesn't work that way? I would probably. I understand that the dogs. I understand you got dogs together and stuff like that. Yeah, used to see those dogs running around your apartment, but I don't understand. Like, are you allowed to still see the kids, or the kids would, because the kids would see you as a stepdad of some kind. I mean, I know they used to go to their. I know they would also go to their fathers, and they would grow up knowing that they had a father, but they also had you. They also had a male figure back at home when they were at their mum's. So I would imagine that you would have got a certain amount of attachment. I know I would have. And suddenly, like, you're not seeing them every day, or you're not picking them up from school, or you're not taking them to sport, or suddenly that's not happening anymore. I don't know. I probably I find that would be extremely difficult to get used to. But anyway, maybe this is a conversation to have at a different time. Um, Not gonna. Oh, okay. So you just like they can contact you if they need you. That's not that's a pretty a good approach. They're old enough, they know the situation, but you've left the door open for them to. Yeah, that's pretty cool, especially if you're gonna stay there. I hope they take you up and come over and visit you or something. When you say they're older, I think aren't they early teens or something now, something like that. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. I haven't look. The last time I remember, I was at my old place of work. All right, I don't know if you remember this. Robin was live, and I had my headphones and my phone in my pocket while I was working. And Robin's daughter sang that song and did such a fucking awesome job. Like, what was the song? That weird song? I like it. Um, oh, I can almost hear it in my voice, but in my head, sorry, but I can't. I don't know the name of it. I hear it on the radio every now and then, and I keep thinking, oh fuck, I should download that because that's a fucking weird song. And anyway, her daughter sang it. Like it was kind of like, I guess it was on in the background, or it was just the music, and she was singing the words, and she did a really good job. This is a long time ago, eh? This is probably like, oh fuck, this could have been like 5 years ago. Yeah, maybe longer, maybe 6. Do you remember that? Do you remember her daughter singing a song? And I think Robin took it down afterwards or whatever, but it was pretty cool when it was happening. That's a bit slow. Anyway, I guess one goes to college in a year. College is after high school, right? And the other in a few years. I do remember they grew up really quickly. Scary. Yeah, well. Oh well. Hey, if they're good people, if they're good kids, Whoosh, I mean, you had a hand in in uh in making that happen. That's the way I look at it. Because my stepdad was pretty like old school, a bit like bit dinosaurish, but he when I was a teenager, he didn't give me a hard time. I mean, I could come home, I could jig school and come home and go like fucking nothing going on. So I come home because my old man had a job with the old what we used to call telecom. It's called Telstra. It's just a main communications carrier, and he used to fix these old machines that businesses used to use, telex machines. He used to fix these telex machines, and he would sit at home with a pager. He had a van, like a Telstra van or a telecom van, free company car and all that, with all his stuff in it. And he would sit at home with his pager. They used to have pagers, right? I know they still have pagers, but you know, and it would just go beep 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 beep, and then he'd go in and use the dial phone. That's how long ago it was. He'd use the dial phone. He'd ring in to the main office to get his job, and he would say, you know, oh, there's this telex machine out at this company. It's not working. It's got this error. Blah, and he'd get the details, the phone number, and then he'd ring him up because I used to watch him do it. He'd ring him up on the phone, and sometimes he could fix the problem over the phone by telling him what to do. If he couldn't, then he'd reluctantly have to go there and actually fix it. And this is what he used to do for years. And whenever there was no jobs, he used to just sit at home. And he had this bird aviary. He used to breed like budgies, and then after budgies, he got out of budgies, and then he went to the African lovebirds, the peach faces, and he used to breed them, and he used to watch them just fucking for hours. He would watch them. He knew who was breeding with who, and he knew what to put with what, and who was going to make these certain babies or whatever. And I was like, wow. And yeah, I used to come home. I could never come home from school very often because he was always there. And sometimes if I was lucky, like I'd come home, I'd like free period or something. So I'd come home and like maybe just jig like some stupid fucking lesson like science or history that I know nothing about. And I'd go into my room, and I used to have like one of those old Ataris. Remember the old fucking Ataris that used to have like asteroids on it and fucking spaceman or whatever it was called. And if I used to be able to hide in my room, not hide in my room, but I used to be able to shut the door, and he wouldn't know I was home. And then when it become time that I would normally be home, which I think was about 3:30, which is about time I get home these days, he might just stick his head in the door and go, "Oh, don't forget to get the washing off the line for your mother," or something like that, or don't forget those dishes before your mother gets home, or do the veggies before your mother gets home, something easy like that, And I go, "Oh yeah, I just got home." But he was pretty cool. He's not so cool these days. He's a grumpy old man these days, but I still see him. He's living out at my sister's place now, so I really need to go out and say hello. But yeah, like mum's much happier, and that when they're not together now. It was just not meant to. They didn't grow old together. That was the problem. They were fine when they were younger and had the same interests and stuff, but as they got older, they just didn't have the same interests. And I watched them just grow apart. They just became different and different views on how to raise grandkids and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, not much has changed really. I used to do that, but I used to work like when I was a teenager. When I was in high school, I had a job at the service station across the road pumping petrol. When you used to actually do full driveway service, like someone would come in and we'd have the ringer across the driveway, so you'd hear ding 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 ding, as the tires go over, and then I'd come out and I'd go like, hey, they'd say fill her up, and can, like, some of them would say, can you check the oil? It goes like, oh, all right, yeah. So you fill it up, right? And it was good because you used to be able to like just click it on low, like it'd fill up low. You click it on, and that would give you time to put the bonnet up, check the oil. If you needed oil, you grab like half a liter of oil, a liter of oil, whatever. And it was only like, we're only talking like a liter of oil was like $4 or something back then, right? And so if you wanted to smooth them up, if you thought like you might get a tip or something, which you do the windscreen with the little windscreen wiper thingy, so you do a really good job. Fucking put the dipstick back, put the bonnet down gently, fucking do the window, even if it didn't need doing. By that time, it's the fuel thing's clicked off. It's filled up for like $10 or something. And you go like, all right, yep, that's $10.20 for the fill up and $4 for the oil, and they'd give you $20 or something. You go keep the change, and you'd go like, oh fuck, quickly work out that you got $5 plus in fucking tip. I used to make so much money. I had bundles of cash in my drawer until my mum made me open a fucking Commonwealth Bank account because she got sick of seeing all the cash. She thought I was robbing banks or something. I had so much cash in the drawer. I had them just like rolled up because I didn't know what to spend my money on. I had the best BMX bike. I had a Mongoose, had the best BMX bike with the tough blue plastic wheels or whatever they had back then, those days. I had the latest Atari and the latest games and TV in my room, albeit it was only a tiny TV back then. And I didn't have anything to spend my money on. So my mum opened a fucking one of those Commonwealth Bank accounts where I actually had one of those bank books that used to have to put in the printer. It used to print the transaction on. I didn't have an account. You just had this book. And I took my mum made me take all the cash down and put it in there. and I put in, I must have had $300-400. I mean, this is we're going back to early 80s. Early 80s, mate. I had $300-400 in cash and mum had put I think it was my sock drawer or my underdrawer. She'd go to put my clothes away and she'll go, oh my God, look at all this money. Where's he getting all this money from? She knew I was working, but I was getting tips. I was making like $20. I was making like $20 worth of tips and I'd work the whole night for $20, like in labor or whatever. I don't know. I was on like fucking $3 an hour or something. It's like, I had so much money. Like if we wanted to have a paddle pop, for some reason we loved paddle pops back then, right? So I go like, all right, I'm going to get us a paddle pop. Steve was my old man. He go, all right. So I get on my bike, go up the shop. I'd buy a whole box of paddle pops, not one or two. I'd buy a whole box of fucking 20 or something. Come back and Steve and I just sit there eating paddle pops. That were the best days. I remember that. They were the absolute best days. Anyway, I worked at that service station for years while I lived straight across the road from it, and eventually they changed to self-serve. That must have been in about 82, 83, 84. I left high school before I went and got a job in the city. I said to Sam, I said to the owner, I said, oh, you're going to self-service, like, does that mean you don't need us anymore? He goes, no. He goes, now I need you to sit behind the counter and push the buttons. I went, oh, cool. So every time someone, took a nozzle out, they got to push a button to start it still works that way to this day here in Australia. They got to activate the pump for you. I don't know why they do that, but I don't know why it's not automatic. but it still works that day. And then I ended up just being like the person behind the counter who, you know, they'd come in and you'd see it on the screen. Oh, it's $30, $30, please, and take the money and give them change, and that's it. But yeah, I miss those old days. I had so much fun in the 80s. Fuck, I had so much fun. I was the high school halfback of the rugby league team because I was short, and whoosh, I know you're not that tall either. I was short and I was fucking fast, and I loved footy, and I wasn't as scared of the big blokes. And I used to get fucking hammered. I absolutely got fucking I used to get absolutely hammered by the big guys because they were all into tackling, you know, gang tackling. And being the halfback, I would feed the scrum and, you know, throw the ball out the back. And I didn't really know where to be or whatever. So I used to sometimes just take the ball up, and I used to get fucking absolutely smashed. Absolutely smashed. I remember it. But we won a grand final, so it must have been all right. I hate pulling into one of those few full service stations left. Oh, you still got them up there, full service, and realizing a guy starts walking up. I'm not tipping you for it. Oh, overpriced gas. Fuck. You know what? I just filled up today. I'm actually lucky, Whoosh. I have a company. I have a company card for fuel. I'm allowed to spend $40 a week, right? And you don't really get that much for $40 here in Australia, but it's better than nothing. It's like $2,000 a year. Like, I'm not complaining. I get to go to BP every week and put $40 in. But BP is one of the priciest fuel dispensers here. Today I had 3/4 of a tank, and I thought, well, petrol's been going up, so normally I like, it's one notch down from 3/4 gets me pretty much $40, but petrol went down, but now it's back up. So today I put premium in. Oh, premium. And it was $2 a liter. $2 a liter, bro. You work that out. Because I know you're doing gallons or something, aren't you? Oh no, you're metric. How much is it per liter? You're metric up there, because you guys are the same as us, aren't you? How much is fuel up there at the moment then? For what about normal normal unleaded, which we call 91? Oh, the sign is French. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd be fucked. Fuck. So you got what we got? Have you got E10, which is the cheapest, which is a rare blend of fuel that has 10% ethanol in it, which only the newer cars can really handle. Like mine, it's fine, but like you lose a little bit of compression. And I only have 2 liter. I have a fairly nice car, but it's only 2 liter manual, and it doesn't like E10 very much because the compression is lower, and you get like, it's really low performance. So I generally just put normal unleaded, which is 91. So 91 octane out of 100. That's unleaded. And then there's premium, that's 95. And then there's ultra premium at some servos, which is like 98. So I put in premium today at 95 at $2 a liter. I filled the car up. It cost me like $39 on the company card. I can't complain. The warehouse manager gets $100 a week. Like, that was a deal done before me. But I told them when I came on board, I said, hey, everyone's had a fuel card here that's worked here full time. I said, I'd like to be considered for one. And then I worked there for 1 year, and then they gave me the card. And they'll probably put it up next year, because you're allowed to use your $100. 168 per liter for lowest, which is 87. 87 octane is low. You got to have a fairly new car to handle 87. Otherwise, older cars would be pinging. Detonate 87. Fuck me. You know, I used to have a car, Whoosh, back in the day when I was into my V8s. I used to have a Ford XD. I brought it. It was a fair income fucking race car. It was running on aviation fuel, which is 100 plus octane. And I would fill. I had a drop tank at the back. It was a 100-liter drop tank. I would fill this fucking drop tank up, right? and it would use like, I would drive around for a week. I'd use half of it, 50 liters a week. I would use in this car, and that's hardly giving it to it, right? And then they brought their laws out. They brought some new law out. And I'm not kidding. You would sit in the back of this thing and you'd swear you're in a fucking airplane because it smelled like, you know how when I don't know if you ever walked out to an airplane and you haven't gone through the fucking tunnel bar, you've had to walk on the tarmac and up the ladder, and the engines are on like idle to run all the generators, and you can smell that aviation fuel. That's exactly what my cars felt like. And when I used to visit my parents in the country, when they lived in the country before they moved to Queensland, I had a deal with the guy at the airport. I said, listen, mate, can I buy some aviation fuel off you? I said, my car's running aviation fuel. I said, it's not by choice. 89.91. Some stations offer 94. Okay. Yeah, flex fuel. Okay. Oh, you can run 87. All right. But your car, like if you run 94, you got to, like, your car runs better, and you actually get more kilometers out of it. I get more kilometers out of my car. When I filled my car up, it said I was going to get 800 kilometers out of it, but it won't get 800 kilometers, but that's what it thinks it can do. If I was on the freeway on cruise control sitting on 100, yeah, I'd probably get 800 out of my car on 95, but not 87, because the engine's got to work harder to make the compression. 87 is low. That's like our E10, what we call E10. Anyway, I had this deal with the guy that he was selling me aviation fuel for $1 a liter. That's how cheap it was, $1 a liter back then. So what I'd have to do, I'd have to like reverse up to the fuel tanks like a fucking airplane, and he'd give me this pump. He goes, there you go, and I had a drop tank, right? And if you know what a drop tank is, you got to fill it from the back, and it's a different angle. So it's not an acute angle. It's kind of like just a little sort of easy angle into the drop tank. Well, these fucking, I don't know if you know, but these airplane pumps, they got high pressure fucking pumps on them, and they pump really fast. So I had to just touch the nozzle and the handle to get the fuel, to get it in the car. If I pulled it too hard, it would backlash at you. So it took me like fucking 10, 15 minutes to fill my car up really, really slow. And I'd give the guy like $80 or 50 or probably nearly $100 I'd give him to get from the country back down to Sydney. Oh, and then I blew that car up. So it was a fucking favor, man. The best thing I ever did was buy a new car, which is all paid off now. It's 7 years old, but it's still like new. It's fucking gorgeous. My Mazda, I love it. I just put this fucking awesome stereo system in it. I replaced the standard info system screen, which was only, I think, 7-inch wide or something, to this fucking huge. I've got this huge screen in the car now, so navigation is fucking great, right? And it's got like a DSP on it, so I can adjust all my sound and shit. I put an amp on to run all 4 speakers. I put brand new speakers in all the doors. I already had a big amp in the back. Sorry, I already had a big sub in the back. So now I moved the amp to run just the sub. And now, yeah, you should hear it. Fucking shakes the mirrors. Fuck, it's good. I took my mum somewhere after work today. We went and did early voting for state voting. And I didn't want to turn it up too much because, she's an old lady. And I was saying to her, like, oh, look, it sounds really bad low. Like, can you hear that? Like, it sounds really bad low, but as soon as you turn it up and it gets into where it's tuned, it's fucking awesome. She goes, oh, that sounds better. It's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to impress a 73-year-old lady in my car. Anyway, well, I'm oh yeah, got to pass out. Yeah, you start at 5. I start at 7:30. Hey. So yeah, I'm gonna head off now. It's been like I don't even know how long it's been, because YouTube says 105. It's said that for the last hour, and StreamYard doesn't have a little timer there anymore, because StreamYard doesn't record the live anymore on my free version or whatever it is. But hey, Whoosh, how does it sound? Like, how's my sound? Like, I know you This is, by the way, I mentioned you before, Gentle. This is the guy that actually taught me how to record live, and he actually like gave me the inspiration to go actually and buy a proper fucking microphone. This was years ago, because he sounded pretty good. So I googled what the best mics were available, and I brought this. Wish I have a Audio Technica. Audio Technica was the second best mic at the time when I was looking for one. So I brought this one that just sits on the desk. I was going to buy what everyone else had, but I didn't like those big fat fucking things, whatever they're called. And this one's quite good, but not streaming for a while. I remember Woosh said to me, if you're doing it through Windows, go into your Windows audio settings and turn everything up to 100%. I remember he told me that years ago, so that's what I always make sure I do. So I think I come through pretty decent. But anyway, thanks for everyone who was joining me tonight. Thank you. Lanky was here earlier. Wendy V dropped in, but went quiet on me. Neri was here. Thank you, Neri. Love you as always. Thank you to Jensel, who I've just found out is an Aussie that lives one state below me. And I'm from New South Wales. And Woosh for coming in late. Sorry. Hey, Woosh, if you want to do a live on the weekend at a reasonable time for both of us, I'll be happy to come up and just chat, man. Like, I know you used to do lives about things that I didn't know anything about. But if you want to just have like just a general fucking chat, I'm happy to come up and have a chat. Just to kill time. And if you got any free time, let me know. Other than that, I'll see you all next time. Thanks for joining me, and I hope I haven't said anything too bad about people tonight. It's more observations than anything, and I don't think I even have an outro. How fucking amateur is this? I only have an intro and no outro. Oh well, I guess I'll have to make one up. Next weekend we'll be live. Sounds good. Also later. Okay. All right, buddy. Take it easy, man. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Peace out.